watched both La Haine and, of course, Rebellion, there seem to be certain parallels between the two films. Would you say that Rebellion is an evolution of the themes treated in La Haine?
Yeah, good observation. Yeah, I think the two movies are related. They actually open the same way. They have the same shots at the beginning and the end, and it's the same kind of energy, the same wheel of the same cinematic wheel of telling a story and trying to, you know, show people to audience who never heard about them. So it's the same kind of same kind of movies.
So exposing the truth.
You're trying to tell different stories of what people think about, you know, a community or an event. If you're trying to show the other side. What people don't know, people didn't know the projects, and La Haine was successful because it was one of the first movies that exposed that different truth. That movie is telling a different truth about an official version that we heard from a government, and that was an actual lie. So what we think of a community for the past 25 years, then we can discover that they're not what we were told.
Which is very much like the sort of second immigration generation in the Paris Caledonia.
Yeah. You know, La Haine is a movie about police brutality. This one is a movie about government brutality. Exactly. So it's the evolution of it. You know. Yeah.
Right. So secondly, you've invested so much of yourself in this film. What was the more challenging role for you? Your role, obviously, playing the lead as Philippe Legorjus, or your role as director?
The most difficult part for me was to get everybody to agree. So it was most of the negotiator that I had to become for 10 years. Once I was there to shoot the movie, I was so prepped because of the, you know, all the negotiations I had to do. I was almost the character before I became the character. So, you know, I learned from him, from the Captain Legorjus, and from the Kanaks also, and I became, you know, I had to put that movie together, and it became a mission.
Do you see that there are parallels between yourself and Philippe in winning the trust of these people?
Yeah, because to make a movie like that, you need to get everybody to agree on something, and you know, it's a hostage negotiation. People have money, here people have the power, here people have the ideas, here people have the talent, and you need to put them all together and get them to agree, and you have to tell them what to do. So it was a very interesting movie to make. You know, when you make movies like that, the journey is almost is more interesting than the result. You know, because what I gone through for these 10 years, I met so many amazing people, and you know, you discover new civilization, different people, different way of thinking. So it's very enlightening.
How much do you feel that Taxi Driver has obviously been an inspiration? How much do you draw on, say, Scorsese's work for this film?
You know, one of the first, there is a few movies that inspired me when I was 12, 13 years old. Zid from Costa Gavras was one of them. Mean Street, before Taxi Driver, was one of them. Jaws was one of them. Movies that are inspired me for different reasons, but most of them, all of them, you know, were very much of guerrilla movies, you know, where you have to reinvent things because you don't have the money, because you don't have, you need to think differently, you need to recreate a genre. So that was the challenge on a movie like that. You know, it's not a war movie, it's not a psychological thriller, it's not a historical, you know, period piece, it's a little of everything. So you need to recreate something, you need to make it your own. And these movies are always, you know, you try to get something from all of these movies. And Scorsese's work, the earlier work, was, you know, that's movie making at its best. So of course. And method acting, no, I'm not, you're talking about me as an actor? My method is just to get through the day. Right. No, the character in the movie is not, you know, that's also why I became the actor, is because if I wanted to use another actor, it would probably have to act, sure. And I would probably have to take him down all the time, turn him down all the time, because it's not a movie about that character. The character has to be almost like an empty shell that the audience can step into and see and feel how he feels, so that they can think about what would I've done if I was in his shoes. So that's why the character is not, you know, there is no emotions or passion is being not shown, because these guys are professionals. They don't let it happen. But also because it's not his problems. It's not about his personal problems. It's about the conflict that we all have towards, you know, through our everyday lives. You know, we do things that we shouldn't do, but we have to do it because that's the life we live.
He's almost an everyman character. You said about the audience sort of inhabiting, so you see his sort of like private life as well.
Yeah, a little bit just to introduce him, but many many I tried not to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Initially, just last question. If
yeah. Okay, you have likened Morality and Custom, the book written by Legorjus, upon which your film is based, to Shakespeare.
Say that again?
You've likened Morality and Custom, so the body of work that has influenced, obviously, Rebellion, to Shakespeare in its content. It's a Shakespearean story. Sure. That's for that. When you read the true story, when you read the investigations that were made by journalists after the facts, it was crazy. It was you know, it was gold for a writer, for a director. It was crazy. And his character, yes, it's you know, I'm not a Shakespeare specialist, but it feels like a Greek tragedy. You know, it's a psychological conflict that we all can relate to. Sure. So, yeah, Legorjus' character was golden in that story. When you read the story, the true story, and you see his characters going through, because the real character went through all these, you know, different phases. Mm-hmm. You really want to know how he survived it, and you want to know, you know, it relates to our lives and the decision that we make on, you know, every day. So it's very important. It was gold for me. It was just I was amazed that this story was true. Sure. I was amazed. I just noticed that I recognise Macbeth. In this
yeah.
Sense of what's done cannot be undone.
Yeah, but exactly, it's all about that. It's all about. Plus, it's also you know, it's also the powerful against the little people, and it's of course it's the same themes. It's the same internal conflicts of what's wrong, what, you know, to be or not to be. That's exactly it. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that, but now you said talking. I should use it more. Thank you. Let me think.
Shakespeare. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.